What up, y'all? This is Decode Dating, and I'm back with another video. And this is She is Damaged Good. Trauma, right? You ever been out with a girl or been in a relationship with a girl and you notice some weird behavior? She's very impulsive, she's disrespectful, she's not emotionally there. Yeah, that's what something I like to call she's damaged. She's damaged good is not a real term from psychologists. It's just what a lot of men would say when you have a good looking woman and she's just all the way screwed up in the head. Therefore, we say she's damaged goods, right? So I'm gonna give you a little breakdown on how to identify and spot a damaged woman, right? These type of women, you don't want them long term for a relationship because they do not benefit you at all. They will mess up your life. They will self-sabotage a healthy relationship because they're used to trauma, and it's a trauma response to do stupid shit and mess up relationships. I've been in many relationships with women, which is bad on my part because I didn't do my due diligence of vetting women, and they're just catastrophic. It didn't end well. More so for me, I'm better off because now I know how to identify a woman who is damaged goods, quote unquote, and walk away from it. A lot of men only stay because they want sex. They don't have a lot of sexual access or options to other women. So when they get their first quote unquote baddie, like a lot of women say, and every woman thinks she's a baddie, they will not want to let that go. They have one-itis, meaning that their sole focus is on one girl, and they don't have an abundance mindset. So they will stay in a very toxic situation and wonder why, they're in that situation. But you chose a damaged woman. Same thing if a woman chooses a damaged man. I'll do another part on damaged men. But right now, this is only focused on she's damaged goods, right? So I'm going to have a breakdown of everything. It's going to pop up on my screen. Boom. Number one, right? The high body count, right? So yes, it is hard to identify a woman who has a high body count. Us men, it's literally impossible unless it's your daughter and you're around her 24/7 and you know who's like around her. Other than that, the older a woman gets, the less you're gonna know what she does, especially when you're not in her vicinity. If you're not around her, you're not gonna see what she's doing, who she's doing it with. A lot of women could fake the funk, they can lie, they can sell. A lot of women sell purity. The reason why a lot of women say, "Oh, my body count's not that high," but they'll never want to tell you the number, is because they don't want you to disqualify them. A lot of men fall for this. They'll be like, "Oh, my body count is 3." But the saying on the street is multiply it by 3, add 2, and minus 1, or add 5. I don't know. Some people change it. Some dudes change the math for the whole math. But me, personally, I never ask a woman's body count because most of the time, they're going to be lying. There is one predicator to tell if a woman is a virgin, but that's not super likely nowadays because a lot of women use toys and shove it up their coochie hole and rip the hymen skin. So hymens are usually back then to tell if a woman was a virgin because clearly somebody would have to penetrate them for them to break the hymen skin, right? But that's besides the point. Now it's going to pop up on my screen, right? So high body count is number one, right? A lot of women have a high body count because of a trauma response. They're very sexual, right? Having a high body count for women, it's harder for them to pair bond. Certain chemicals are released in the brain, and the amount of chemicals released in the brain is not the same for men compared to women. A lot of women try to conflate the two. Men don't have that. Men have testosterone. We're a little different compared to that as far as what we release, the chemicals. I will put that up there too. So it's hard for them to pair bond. Now imagine getting in a relationship with a woman and you think you're dicking her down right, but she can't pair bond with you because she got better dick somewhere else, right? Relationship instability. So like I said before, since it's hard for her to pair bond with you sexually, it's going to be hard for her to stay in the relationship because she's always going to have a better image, a better guy in her head compared to you. And that's not good. Once a woman starts comparing you to another man, you gotta start counting down the shot clock because it's only a matter of time for her to leave. She has to find you as the best option she has. The moment she thinks she can do better, pack it up, right? And last but not least, attachment issues. So it's hard to her to stay attached. Like I said before, it's hard for her to pair bond sexually. Then the relationship instability start to seep in, and then it's hard for her to stay attached to you. So she's gonna have attachment issues. She's gonna be avoidant. It's gonna be hard for you to do anything to woo her because her mind is somewhere else. Right? It's not with you. Number 2, trauma or abuse. This usually happens from childhood, right? So it sucks to say, but some women do experience this. But sexual assault, it does happen. That's unfortunate. My heart goes out to all the women who do go through that, and I hope you do find a way to heal from that, right? So there are a lot of women out there who do go through SA. Not rape. Sexual assault is maybe groping or molesting, but rape is the extreme side of it, and my heart goes out to you. And those people should be executed who do that. So trauma or abuse usually happens as a child, right? Because they're more vulnerable as a child compared to a grown woman, right? Now, SA is one. Then neglect can happen now because they're very nonchalant to everything that's going on now, right? And it ties into having a high body count. They start seeking affection through sex. Being SA'd makes you hypersexual now. I knew a woman, I'm not going to state no name, older woman, who has been through that. She was R-worded at gunpoint. She told me the story, and I said, what the hell? And she even said, this is why she is hypersexual. It's because of that. Now, women will go through that and think for them to feel loved, they have to seek a lot of sex from different men, right? So they become hypersexual. And then it's hard to trust now because if you think about it, usually they say that SA happens typically from somebody close to you. So I know this is weird and I don't want to talk about it too much, but sometimes uncles or, a close family friend typically does the SA, right? Don't get me wrong, it's not always men. Some women do it too, but for the men who do that, it's pieces of shit. And now it's hard for them to trust because they have a bond like, hey, you're supposed to be family, you're supposed to be really close to me, and now you're taking advantage of me. So now it's hard for them to trust, right? Disgusting. Let's move off this topic. 3, this is the last one I put, impulsive behavior. So when people act off an impulse, they don't think things through. They just say, hey, to hell with it, and they start going crazy, right? So when women are impulsive, you'll see that very easily. Poor long-term decision making. They usually act off emotions, just sporadic. They don't give a fuck what's going on. They just, I'ma go. I had women in my life where they were very impulsive. They didn't think anything through, and they felt the need to maybe put their hands on me. They felt the need to say certain things that they can't take back. Now, because of their childhood trauma, having a high body count, this all ties into place to make them impulsive. They don't think things through, they just go on the whim. They start self-sabotaging relationships, like I stated before. They'll get in a relationship, a man is treating them with the utmost respect, loving and caring for them and doing everything he can as a man, and they'll still find a way to fuck it up. It's unfortunate, but since they have all this stuff that's happening in their life, being damaged goods, they will self-sabotage a relationship or a marriage. It is unfortunate. It's sad to see, but that's just how certain things happen. Now, I want to tell men, right, to be mindful of these things that I've stated, right? A lot of people get in relationships and thinking, I can change her. I'll tell you this, bro. They don't want to change, only they will change for themselves, right? You, as a man, you can't do anything to make a woman happy. You can't do anything to change her behavior. She's only going to want to do it for herself. Now, I can say you can influence her behavior by being the only option she can have and walking away if she does anything crazy. But then again, I want men to spot these certain behaviors out and leave when you notice it. Some men, like I said before, they will stay because they want the sexual access. Trust me, I get it. You might be down bad. You might not be on a dry spell. You ain't get coochie in 6 months to a year, and you're like, damn, she's a baddie, and she's here for me. No, like I said before, she's hypersexual. She would literally fuck anybody, and you're the anybody that she's fucking. Best believe when she's one and done and she finds somebody else, she's gonna monkey brain. She's gonna leave you and go to the next dude. And now you're gonna be heartbroken because your dumbass thought you can change her, but you cannot. So keep that in mind. Don't be with a woman who is damaged goods. I don't care how pretty she looks. She could be drop dead gorgeous. Trust me, I've seen a lot of them. I've been with some of them. Very beautiful, but pieces of shit internally because they didn't take the time to heal. They didn't seek therapy. They didn't do the work to overcome that. And then it's still within them, and then it's gonna spill out on you, and then you're gonna have to suffer. Then shit, you might turn out worse than them. You might become a savage at heart now. And you might be going to break woman's heart because she broke your heart. Be mindful of damaged women. Don't get into a relationship thinking you can change her because you cannot. Most of the time. There's exceptions to the rule, but I'm not saying for you to be the exception. But keep that in mind. She is damaged goods. Till next time.